The triple bottom line is to focus on three main areas. One, profit. Two, environment. And three, social. This is not new. In fact, these people are copying from a long debate we had on sustainability in the 60s and 70s, when we concluded that sustainability was environmental sustainability, economic sustainability, and natural environmental sustainability. So these three forms is the same here. We talk about profit, social, and environment. The problem we need to ask ourselves is whether we have the self-realization of what this means. It's putting the cart in front of the horse with this concept, in a sense that people say, yeah, I know what you're saying. I can identify this triple bottom line. It's obvious, Alfredo, look, I know it. And if you look at the internet site of the large corporation of the world, all of them use this language. The question is why in the end the world is worse off. What is happening here? Where is it that we find a breakdown in the system, and why this breakdown does not allow corporations to fulfill this triple bottom line? And I would say, number one, because the attention the market gives to the three of them is not the same. The market signals are more attuned with the first bottom line than with the last two, environment and social. So the signals of the market, when I buy a computer, when I buy a banana, is more related to the gains that I make in consumption and you in production than really about environmental impact of having consumed an extra banana. The price system of the market is not embodying, is not embracing pollution abatement or environmental cost over the long run. There is no market that really embodies the long run environmental cost of consumption. So when I consume something in the supermarket, I have no clue whether consuming one extra will destroy the environment in Brazil because they cut the Amazon or the Congo basin or the Andean mountains. I have no clue. So the market as a mechanism of production and exchange, which is central to economic growth of this corporation, is not providing the signals. So the question is, who is going to provide these signals? And here is when the tension comes between Adam Smith's invisible hand, if you want, and the actual system. This tension is, who is going to do this? In the beginning, in the 60s and 70s, the empresarios used to say, this is a problem for the government. We are here to produce. We're going to generate employment. We will produce food and cars and canoes and blue jeans and shirts and T-shirts. The environment is the realm of the government, is the realm of the common good. I cannot do it by myself. We need to do it collectively. We have elected this collective body and so on. Now, what happened with this collective body? There is collusion between this collective body and this other body of corporations. So they're saying, don't touch the economic system. Keep it free. No regulation. So who is going to send the signal to this corporation and say, look, bananas from this place are destroying the environment. Don't harvest them. Don't promote this technology. Don't promote this organization of labor because it's creating more poverty in Indonesia and so on. Who is going to give those signals? Nothing. There is no mechanism available except international ones like ILO and many other international organizations are trying to regulate the system. But they don't have the power. In the end, the power is in the hands of corporations. So what I am proposing to the world is the creation of mechanisms at the interior of corporations that enlighten these topics through enlightening the actors within those corporations. If the actors in corporations are not enlightened, they will not see this, because this pollution, this social instability, this elimination of indigenous people, this global warming, etc., 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 needs to come from an awareness of those who create strategic plans, those who create products, those who sell products, and so on and so forth. If you are in the pharmaceutical industry, for example, it is your responsibility also, not only government, to say, look, this product is not safe. I will not produce it. You know, don't hide it. Look at the debate on cigarettes. Look at the debate on generics. You know, it's a very messy thing. Look at the debate on genetically modified food. You know, what are we doing? What are we actually doing? So this triple bottom line is a beautiful way to distract the mind if you don't have a framework that is able to put this triangle itself. You can move between one and the other. You know, you can move between environment and profits. More or less, there are some relations you can manipulate through technology and so on. You can move between profit and social. You can move between social and the environment. Very difficult access here. But can you move in the 3-1 simultaneously? The only way is a sphere, which is human consciousness, that envelops this triangle and is able to move it like a pyramid in all possible directions, so you maximize the human betterment of what the corporation is all about. So I'm proposing a new theory called corporate enlightenment. You know, corporations that have body and soul and are sensitive not only to profits, which they do have, but also to human and environmental, not as a regulation thing, not as an obligatory thing, but as a fundamental way to create the spaces for it. In the future, workplaces will be places of self-realization. There are survey after survey in the last few years that are published in the internet saying that the workplace for people is more than just work, that the workplace entails more than just work. And this is very important, because if you look at what is happening in corporations, they have clubs, they have sport clubs, they have yoga classes, they have spiritual groups, they have dialogues, open dialogues, open, you know, exchanges with the staff and management. You know, people have realized that we are not just workers, you know, we are not just there factors of production. So the workplace for managers, CEOs, as well as the lowest in the rank worker, is more than just work. When I worked during 45 years, my office was more than just a desk, a computer, and a chair. It was a place where my body, my soul, my mind was being transformed through my terms of reference to deliver on the job. So the cleanliness of my office, the smell of my office, who comes to my office, how do I treat my office was very important. Obviously, the whole building, the whole bank, was of fundamental importance for me. So we have groups that care about catering, you know, what people were eating. We care about the greening of the building, you know. We care about where the conference room were, where if we didn't have a gymnasium, whether we should have yoga teachers or not, whether, you know, we have a meditation room or not, and so on. If you go to the UN, there is a meditation room. You know, you can go there and be in silence. Do it. So the place of work is much more than this triple bottom line. And I think that is what is missing. Is missing a framework that enables a manager to make that decision. In the end, managers need to have higher levels of consciousness to maintain high levels of coherence, so they can move into this triangle in a way that they found solution. Otherwise, low level of coherence, low level of consciousness will not allow the triple bottom line to actually prosper.